Hey guys, it's RebelQueen. Okay, as you guys know, on Friday the Eternals movie came out. I wasn't about to deal with weekend crowds to go see it, so I just saw it today. First showing wasn't, at least at the theater I went to go see it at. First showing wasn't until 3:30, so yeah. But I've seen it, and I'll be honest, guys. The Eternals isn't one of the kind of like with, as you know, Marvel Universe in the comics. They're kind of like with, granted, it's their rivals DC. It's one of those you. There are some of those guys that you're kind of like, you can't know all of them. So, uh, Eternals is kind of one of those that walking into this, I have next to no info on. Aside from kind of like, as they were kind of talking about on like ET, apparently one of the main Eternals, apparently they switched up from it being a guy to a female actress was playing the role. So go figure. So walking into this, I had, like I said, little to no idea about. So it's like I have no idea what all they changed up about it. So also kind of going forward into it, I'm kind of excited to see how they mix it up into the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In fact, even kind of going into it after we kind of got the big opening sequence, because it's like one of the big thing with the Eternals is like they've always been on the planet kind of shaping and guiding, but not really interfering too much, because apparently one of the big things, one of their big rules is they can't interfere too much because they want us to grow and expand on our own. They can only, like I said, they just guide. So, kind of like I said, part of how this, kind of like with a lot of the Marvel movies after our big Infinity War stuff, is this takes place after that, because in the present day stuff, it kind of takes place a little bit after that, and they're going like, oh yeah, we just had this happen, and after this, so I mean, it's not like directly, not taking place like directly after that, so everybody has kind of gotten back along with their lives and all that, so I'm trying not to give any too big of spoilers, but it's like, it was a good movie. It really does kind of make you think a little bit, because obviously because of them being eternal, there are parts in the movie where it jumps back to like thousands of years and then present day, so it's like we get to see like things in the past, at least their past, and then like I said, into the present day stuff, so it's like, it's interesting. um to me, the movie was really kind of thought provoking, and I do like how they really did kind of really work a lot of the stuff in. And in fact, they do mention like some of the other Avengers, like how with Thor and stuff. So that does kind of give us some leeway on like how they might be able to work in some of the others, because like when some of the other Eternals are gathered together, like they are talking about like, oh yeah, Thor was following me around, da, da, da. Now I'm like, I can't even get him to talk to me on the phone now that he's this big bad Avenger. Which, considering how, if you remember from some of the other from the other Thor movies, it what he did kind of like talk about like, oh, how we were we did go to Midgard, like, before Odin forbade us from going down there and all that. So it's like, that does kind of make sense that maybe Thor and the Warriors 3 and Loki probably would have ran into the Eternals at some point. Probably didn't realize that something was going on there or anything, because who would? But it just kind of makes sense. And in fact, apparently in the Marvel Universe, considering the Eternals are like, their names are like Cersei, Athena, or Athena, Gilgamesh, apparently, because one of the Eternals is like this storyteller and stuff. Apparently, as the Eternals were like in all the different big, like Babylon, Greece, etc., etc., they would come up with like all the different big stories. Kind of explains where we might have gotten the stories about like all the different gods and stuff. At least in the Marvel universe, because actually the Eternal Athena, who, as we all know, was played by Angelina Jolie, which she nailed the role, I have to say. Definitely, which I think we were all just kind of waiting for that moment, like, waiting for that little pin to drop, like, finally, Angelina Jolie is in a Marvel movie. I think a lot of us were thinking, oh, she probably would have been Black Widow or something, but no, Scarlett Johansson does the Black Widow name proud, but honestly, for this character Athena, who in this Eternal stuff is basically the god, as we all know, the goddess of war and wisdom, Angelina does pull it off, as we have seen with her different filmography. She does pull it off quite well, especially considering the stuff that goes on in the movie, which I don't want to ruin it for you, but it does pull off very well. And then even towards the end there, one of the characters does like kind of have this love interest with a human, and after they kind of do the whole stop the big bad in the movie kind of deal, and he's kind of like talking with her like, yeah, there's this thing going on in my family line that and then she gets kind of kidnapped before he can mention what secrets are in his family line. That she's like, oh, really? And you kind of think like the usual Marvel cinematic end clip would probably maybe give us a little teaser there, or cover that. Well, no. Instead, we get introduced to this other Eternal, who I'm not giving you spoilers, but we get introduced to Eros, who but basically it just kind of sets up like for the second Eternals movie and stuff, but yeah. But it's kind of like, I'm kind of going, really? You just kind of have to leave us on that cliffhanger with the one Eternal's boyfriend, and because it's like, but it's kind of like, yeah. But I'm guessing that's probably going to be like something else from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We'll just have to wait and see. Because honestly, after what happened to her, he was just kind of like standing there in the park, like, okay, I have to do something, so yeah. Which means I'm gonna have to do some serious look up on the Eternals, because yeah. um, I have to say, like I said, it was a good movie. I definitely does kind of make you wonder about the Marvel movies and the TV shows that are going to be coming out that are going to link into the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, because I mean, we already know that there's going to be. We already know there are plans for. They are working on the Black Panther sequel, which. Sorry, my cat. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't knock over a drink. So we know there's the Black Panther sequel that's in the work that is going to honor Chadwick, since he passed away because of cancer. And we already know there are kind of some ways that they're going to work that into tying with the comic. We already know Spider-Man 3 No Way Home is coming out this Christmas, which that should be interesting. And so far from kind of what we're seeing from the trailers, that kind of has a whole Spider-Verse vibe going for it. Still no idea if any of the previous actors who've played Spider-Man are going to be part of it, but we do know that some of the previous Spider-Man villains reprise their roles from the different Spider-Verses, so then we've got from what I know, like in regards to movies, we do but it's like I think there's still like a ways out in terms of production and stuff. Marvel Cinematic Blade, which that one I'm interested in. And of course, I think Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think that one's actually a pretty soon to come out deal. I think like that one is probably sometime in 2022, 2023-ish. Thor Love and Thunder, which that one's also I think in the next year or two-ish. I think there have been talks about Marvel doing their own X-Men, but that's like way down the line. Marvel doing their own Fantastic Four, but it's like I said, that's just kind of like all their plans. And then going into the movie, there were the trailers. Two movies that got delayed because of COVID are finally going to be coming out this year. Morbius, which is going to be kind of in conjunction with the Sony Spider-Man verse. So, but it's like finally we get that coming out. Well, actually, no. I think well, no, because I could have sworn I saw Vulture or something. But anyway, we finally get Morbius. The Kingsman prequel. For any of you who liked Kingsman and Kingsman Golden Circle. So it's like we get that prequel finally, which like how the whole thing began. The Batman movie, with all of us who were like, when he got announced the role of Batman, we were all kind of going, oh, are they doing a Batman Beyond movie? That'd be interesting. And then we were told, no, it's just a regular Batman movie. We were like, oh. Well, the trailer that they showed in the movie theater kind of made me go, well, this is actually kind of looking a bit more interesting. They showed another Sing 2 trailer, which comes out sometime this month. They had a Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, which again this month. Encanto, another Disney movie, which again this month. They're doing another West Side Story movie. I guess they just want to try and ride that musical bandwagon. And yeah, that's about it on the trailers. Yeah, they jam-packed that with trailers. Because honestly, the movie was supposed to be 2.5 hours long. And you gotta remember, the movie started at 3:30. So, yeah, 2.5 hours. I should have been walking out of there roughly around 6, if you think about it. I didn't get out of there till like about 6:30. But still. Anyway, like I said, the movie was good. Acting was good. Since the Eternals is one of those Marvel comics that I really don't know that much about, I can't tell you if they really, aside from what we know that going in, that they were like, oh yeah, we changed up this character from male to female. I can't really tell you if anything was off with the whole thing, like if they changed like anything off with like whether this Eternal's power could be used such and such way, or like, so but it was a good movie. Definitely good to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it definitely can make you think, since like I said, it would kind of make you jump from like, oh, we're seeing things from when they were back in like 5,000 BC, then into the present, and it would kind of do that a couple different times, but that it would just kind of make you think like this is how they lived their lives. But then again, kind of with the correlation of the movie, it works. So, giving the movie a rating, I'd say at least a 9. I'm kind of interested to see what they do for a sequel, considering for the sequel, there's definitely going to be a lot more action and adventure, from what I can tell. So we'll just have to wait and see. Especially considering also they might probably end up mixing a lot, maybe some more other Marvel characters into it, just kind of possibly from kind of how things played out with that little end cap thing. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. Anyway, hope you guys are staying safe. If we're starting to go into the fall, winter months. I nearly said fall. I know. Well, technically it is fall/winter. And depending on where you live, we get a really bad chill. So, bundle up, stay warm, uh, and if you're, so just be careful. Bye.